So another one of the things that we talk about on the show often is the First Amendment and political correctness. So I want to make a quick distinction of these two things. So the First Amendment is that the government has to provide you with the right to free speech. The government can't stop your right to speak freely. And then we have political correctness, which is pretty much everything else. And what seems to be, someone says, Rachel, I was going to say Rachel Ray. Who's the woman, the Southern woman, Paula Deen. Thank you, Jimmy. Paula Deen says something about black people, then she gets in trouble. The Chick-fil-A guy says something about gay people, he gets in trouble. The Duck Dynasty says something about gay people. There's a theme with gay people here. But I think it's an interesting concept. First off, separating those two things. Separating the government stopping people from saying something versus, do you think most people realize what the First Amendment really means? That it's the government and not people?
Half the country thinks science is a conspiracy, Dave. No, I don't think that they understand what the First Amendment, the nuances of the First Amendment, nor do they understand that Canada does not have freedom of speech, by the way.
Yeah.
I had a guy from Canada tell me, yes, we do, and I had to give him the frickin' link. Yeah. But
you mean Canada is not governed by our American laws?
They're not governed by the U.S. Constitution. Go figure.
I did not know that.
So the thing about freedom of speech and political correctness is it's a canard. When people attack political correctness, they're attacking a straw man because if it was a real thing, there would be people defending political correctness. No one does.
Right. So when people attack all these, so when someone like the Duck Dynasty guy says, he said all that stuff about gay people and he was invoking the Bible and all that other stuff. Yeah, what I kept saying the whole time is I'm not forcing him to be fired or anything like that, but just like he's allowed to say whatever the hell he wants about gay people, well then if the fans of his show or the people that don't like him want to say whatever they want about him, and then the network, if A&E then wants to make the decision to fire him, then so be it. But that's sort of how the free market works.
That's exactly what the free market works. They go, well, why wouldn't, like with Paula Deen, people said, well, why don't they let the market decide? The market did decide. The government didn't fire her. It was a private corporation who decided she was bad for their corporate image, and they got rid of her.
Yeah, but are we too quick to jump on everybody that does this stuff? So somebody like the Chick-fil-A guy, of course, this is a year and a half ago. Again, a lot of stuff. We just did something on gay marriage before. A lot of stuff has changed in the last year for gays. But are we too quick to just jump on some old man who has some old beliefs and big goddamn deal? You know what I mean? Like we all made it like Chick-fil-A is the most evil chicken sandwich hating gay thing, Or is it just, sorry.
I had a Chick-fil-A one time. I got food poisoning. Just so.
So you're not going to say anything good about. But really, are we too quick to jump on all these people? So what? People say some shit like.
I don't know. I'm not a minority. I'm not black, Mexican, gay. I use white privilege as much as I can.
You're always banging it over our heads, you and your white privilege.
I'm not kidding. Whenever I'm in New York City, I always wear a suit coat when I walk around. Cops are really nice to me, even though I know they're criminals. And the closer you get to ground zero, the fucking less friendly the cops are, by the way.
What's the connection there?
They're a little more scared or something. They have to get rid of it. If you're in the village, they'll take a picture with you. You get closer, like. So anyway, what was the question?
Well, I don't even know what the question was there. Something about, but you took it to cops, which is you have a way of doing that. So I have no fear that the government is coming for our speech. Do you?
Oh, sure they are. Already they've see the problem isn't political correctness. The problem is the government restricting free speech. When you want to protest the government at say for instance, if you want to protest something about the government at a political convention, they have what they call a free speech zone, which is well away from the cameras or anything, so
usually
will have no
in the back. Yeah.
I always thought the free speech zone started at the Atlantic and ended at the Pacific. Right, so that's a real problem that nobody wants to talk about. That's a real restriction of free speech. And so, you can go protest over here in the approved. And a guy told me,
but that's not taking it away. That's just putting it somewhere. So it's a little.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
If your protest march is sanctioned by the cops and the government, it's not a protest. It's a parade.
All right, fair enough. So the political correctness part. So you don't fear that part at all, that political correctness could be more dangerous?
No.
Really, even someone in the world of comedy where you throw this stuff...
Thank God there's things you're not supposed to say. Now there's a line I can cross. Thank God I can say cunt and piss people off. Thank God there's people who still get upset by that.
Yeah, is there anyone you want to call a cunt right now before we cut
Ann Coulter.
I knew that one was coming.